Hey guys, so I'm not going to go through this entire post here in the news tab because I covered all of it in a previous video, but I just wanted to use this video to sort of discuss my current outlook on the game and then what that means for how I aim to proceed with certain things such as Zenkai Awakening. So obviously this means that this video is going to be a discussion-based video. Some of you guys might not enjoy that as much as, just normal PvP videos, so if this isn't the video for you, completely understandable, but that's just what this is going to be here. So pretty much up until, I would say, this past week/week and a half, when they released the newest video and stuff, where they talked about some things that would be coming to the game, I honestly had a pretty negative outlook on the future of Legends, just to be perfectly honest. I felt like they were steering the game in the wrong direction, and I really just disagreed with a lot of the decisions that the developers were making. And I think most of that negativity stemmed from the entire 2.0 update that they had back in November. And you can even go back to some of the videos that I published on my channel to see exactly what I was saying back at the time. I mean, I believe I called the Battle System 2.1 update the worst thing that ever happened to the game. And even to this day, I still believe that to be the case because it is it made the game way less enjoyable for me overall. A lot more RNG involved, and I don't know. I hope they ended up changing that at some point. I know we'll eventually get Battle System 2.2, so all we can do is just hope that they listen to feedback from players and update it accordingly. But I feel like, yeah, that 2.0 update was really the driving point for a lot of players, not just me. The way that it was handled was just very, very bad. I mean, like, nobody really knew how the volume of changes that were going to happen from there. Like the star system, people weren't a fan of. Obviously, we can get into Zenkai Awakening and stuff, but that's not many people were too happy about how they handled that. But now that we have this current mini celebration going on with the whole Zenkai Kid Goku stuff, it seems to me that they are trying to be more receptive to the feedback of the player base. As we can see with this quote-unquote feedback update we got going on here, hasn't actually been implemented yet, but I think coming up either tomorrow or maybe the day after at some point. So based off of this coming update and the update that we have currently going on right now, I think my outlook on the game has started to change a bit. Basically, this current celebration, in combination with some changes that they've made to the game, have left me very pleased with how their stance on how to improve the game overall has just morphed. And I think a free Zenkai Awakenable unit like this Kid Goku is incredibly good for the game. Previously, if you were a free-to-play player or someone who spent minimally on the game and you queued up in PvP and got matched with someone who was, I don't know, running pretty much any Zenkai 7 unit on your team, you were instantly left at a huge disadvantage, and there's nothing we could really do about that to, combat that, just from a team composition standpoint, right? Now, a lot of you would say that, oh, well, you could just say the same thing about the stars on regular units, and while yes, that is true, I do think that there needs to obviously be some incentive for players to spend money on the game. So even though that's the case, I think the power disparity between Zenkai 7 units and pretty much every other unit in the game is just astronomical. Unless you're considering like the handful of best units in the game who do not have Zenkai Awakenings, like, you have 21, you have the Red Bardock, you have Yellow Gohan, Bojack, stuff like that. Like, those are the super top tier units. But even apart from them, like, if you have like Zenkai 7 Buu or Zenkai 7 Beerus, like, even if you're running like Yellow Gohan, like, he's not in the same league as those top tier Zenkai 7 units are. So this Kid Goku is really that first, I believe, sort of bridge that free-to-play units / light spending players can use to close that gap a little bit, because of this Kid Goku starting at Zenkai 6 can actually compete fairly well with the other Zenkai 6/7 units. He's just simply that good, right? And then you take a look at a lot of the other changes that they're talking about here, like with the Zenkai Awakening missions, co-op changes, adventures, like the Zenkai adventures, and the Z-Metal shop, and things are really starting to look like they're taking a turn in the right direction. At least that's what I'm seeing, in my opinion, right? I mean, you can take a look at the other equipment slots will be expanded, possession limits for slot movers, and some multi-Z powers will be raised. I mean, a lot of quality of life stuff going on. They just added a bunch of quality of life stuff with like rematches. This makes grinding a lot easier. So, I mean, this does not address everything that needs to be changed with the game. Obviously, there's a lot more that needs to be fixed and tweaked, but for now, I'm certainly content with what we have going on here. I mean, even the survey itself, just being more open and receptive to feedback, I think that is definitely a good thing. They did have another survey a long time ago, but there was a giant gap of time, like maybe 8 to 10 months, where they just didn't have another survey, and it's just like, okay, well, why is it taking so long to release another survey? I think the surveys are very helpful. This entire celebration even says, we'd like to extend a big thank you to everyone who participated in the 226 social media user survey. So like, they need to do more of these. It'll help the game. So for me, the biggest thing that's happened is probably to the surprise of nobody, the free-to-play Zenkai Awakening of Kid Goku, for reasons that I already stated previously. Now, I'm not sure how often these will actually be implemented in terms of the free-to-play Zenkai Awakenings, but I assume that they will certainly not be as frequent as summonable or paid Zenkai Awakenings, just due to how intensive of a grind this Kid Goku was. And I think that can even be seen as a negative aspect to the Zenkai Awakening grind, right? Because they're just way too intensive and consume way too many resources. But I mean, look what you're getting, right? This guy is absolutely insane. I did a showcase on him, like he was destroying everybody. I've been using him a decent amount in PvP too. I have a few more videos of him coming out over the next few days. He pretty much fulfills every single role on your team. Like, he's doing a lot. So with that being said, what I have decided to do moving forward is that every time a free-to-play Zenkai Awakening is introduced into the game, I will be getting a summonable unit to Zenkai 7. Now, my previous philosophy on the entire Zenkai Awakening system was that I was not going to touch it, with the exception of characters that I absolutely loved, like Demon King Piccolo or any lineage unit, and then Beerus, just because we were asking for him to get buffed for like literally like 8 to 10 months or something. It was a long time we were asking for them to get them to buff Beerus. So it became a meme at one point. But the goal of this new outlook is to accomplish two things. One, I want to be able to show my support for these free Zenkai Awakenings as much as possible, because I think that they will do wonders for the game overall. And then two, it will allow me to produce a ton more content for you guys, and frankly, it also just gives me something to do instead of just sitting on my dual coins, when they could be going toward unlocking soul boost panels for these Zenkai Awakening characters. So just we can go into my box here and I can show you guys what I did. I actually did get Goku Black up to Zenkai 7 to coincide with sort of the Kid Goku Zenkai Awakening. And the reason why I chose Goku Black, because there's only a few options up right now. There's Goku Black banner up right now. There's this Broly banner that is up right now. And then there's the Purple Gohan banner up. Purple Gohan right here. I think I narrowed it down to either be Purple Gohan or Goku Black, because Purple Gohan's very good, but what ultimately made me choose Goku Black is the fact that I believe the anniversary, the two most likely scenarios that I see for the anniversary are, we have one with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron. That's one option, because I feel like they've been playing GT up a lot. They released the Super Saiyan 4s just during New Year's, which is like crazy, because they're definitely anniversary hype level, so I'm thinking like, okay, are they setting us up for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Omega for the anniversary because they're doing this so fast, or what's going on? So that's an option. And then the second option, I think, is the end of the Future Trunks saga. You have a lot of characters potentially could come out with that. You have Future Trunks, obviously the Spirit Sword version, or just Rage Trunks. That could even be separate units. They could be two different units. We could have a blue Goku from the Future Trunks arc, which we don't have. We could have a new base form Goku Black, I guess, if you want. New Zamasu, maybe. Merge Zamasu. We have Vegito Blue. I mean, there's so many different units that can come out from that Future Trunks saga. You could even have Kaioken Blue Goku from that arc, because he does inflict decent damage onto the Merge Zamasu there. So with that many future units coming out, there's one that's bound to be yellow. So this guy obviously is buffing the yellow future with his Zenkai ability by a ton. 40. Look at this. It's just crazy. I mean, this is almost like giving them another unique in terms of like just raw stat boosts. So I think from what we have available right now, this Goku Black is probably the best investment that you can have. I think the other big investment that you can make right now is if you guys are willing to spend 20,000 crystals, which like I would say less than 1% of you probably are willing to. The Zenkai Super Saiyan Goku is another good option. I don't think he particularly is the best unit by himself in terms of like his capabilities fighting in like an actual battle or a match, but his Zenkai ability is easily the best one out of everybody because it's just Red Saiyan. Think about how many Red Saiyans are in the game right now and are going to be coming out later. I mean, Bardock, Red Saiyan, like one of the best units in the game. they could easily go ahead and make, I don't know, LF Vegito Blue red, and he'd be a Red Saiyan being buffed by that Zenkai ability. They can make Vegito Blue yellow, and then this Goku Black would be one of the best partners for him in terms of just buffing him on the bench. But I have, since I just did the Kid Goku grind, I have literally 0 souls left for this guy. So this guy is going to be a very, very long and just drawn out grind for me. I'm not going to try and do this immediately. I'm not going to try and just grind my ass off to try and get this guy soul boosted all the way up to 1400%. This is just going to be something that happens whenever it happens, doing my dailies and then just boosting him from what I get from those. But let me know what you guys think about this new philosophy. I think it, again, accomplishes 2 things. The first thing is that it supports the free-to-play Zenkais, because I'm only going to be doing this every time a free-to-play Zenkai gets released. And then the second point is just more content for you guys, right? I mean, this guy is going to be able to, you know, pair up well with any yellow feature unit that comes out. He himself is going to be very good. I mean, I've barely seen anybody use this guy. I think I've ran into every single other Zenkai unit at Zenkai 7 and PvP except for this guy. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use this guy at Zenkai 7 and PvP. So once this guy gets a decent amount soul boosted, I want to obviously try and get the unique abilities. So that's in his Zenkai 3 and Zenkai 6 boost boards. Once I get those, we will do some videos on this guy. But up until that point, this guy's probably just going to be hanging out in my box for a little bit. So that's currently the plan moving forward. Let me know what you guys think about that. Obviously, there's going to be some people who disagree. That's fine. I respect your opinion. But regardless, yeah, I definitely think my outlook on this game is changing for the better, and I hope that the developers continue to make smart, informed decisions and continue listening to feedback from the player base. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next one.